From the beginning of time, man has always had a pursuit of the best quality of life possible. That quality of life is not possible without resources. The form of resources we have accumulated has changed over time from cowrie shells, state-controlled money, precious metals, real estate, and stocks and bonds. Over the past 100 years, the world has been dominated by the US dollar and its reserves. But everything that has a beginning also has an end. A new financial revolution is upon us with the emergence of a digital economy. The way we earn, spend, and accumulate resources is fundamentally changing. A new asset has appeared that the wealthy have overlooked. Bitcoin has become the best performing asset of the past decade by far. With only 21 million ever in existence, there are more millionaires and billionaires in the world today than there are Bitcoin. Just by holding 0.25 Bitcoin today will put you in the top 1% asset holders in the world in the next 5 to 10 years. If you had invested $100,000 in Bitcoin in 2013, today it will be worth more than $15 million. Bitcoin billionaire Raoul Pal says, Bitcoin's performance is so dominant and so all-encompassing that it is going to suck in every single asset narrative dry and spit it out. Never before in my career have I seen a trade so dominant that holding any other assets makes almost no sense. This is not an industry you can afford to ignore. If you want to remain in business, then you must adapt. Are you offering services in Bitcoin? Are you accepting payments with digital currencies? Have you adopted blockchain technology? Blockbuster Video at one point was the most dominant video service in the world. They had the opportunity to be part of Netflix, but they ignored the changing technology. Where is Blockbuster today? Where will you be tomorrow? Imagine a world where everybody is connected. Imagine a world where somebody in Japan can do a transaction with somebody in the United States without high banking fees. Imagine a world no longer ruled by greedy corporate banks. There's going to come a time when we think of central banks in the same way we think about calling an operator to talk to a friend on the phone. This weird, annoying entity that came between us and the things we actually wanted. You aren't going to drown in fees anymore. You aren't going to borrow money from a bank. You aren't going to fight a half a dozen middlemen. It'll just be you and your money anywhere on Earth. And once this happens, cryptocurrency could very well make the US dollar obsolete. Once people understand how easy this is and get used to it, the demand for legacy money controlled by a government and bank is going to plummet like a rock. Welcome to the world of cryptocurrency.
The wealthy have a secret.
Keep it secret. Keep it safe.
Did you know that some of the biggest companies in the world are buying and/or positioning themselves into Web3?
All right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to our Saturday morning crypto talk. This is Bitcoin Brandon from Los Angeles, California, founder and CEO of Ivy League Crypto Academy. We are streaming live today on Facebook, multiple of our Facebook groups, also on YouTube and Twitter. Feel free to share because this is going to be a special crypto talk this morning where we have a special team joining us today that I'm going to be introducing you guys to. And I'll show you a little background on how we got to this point in the first place. But first, go ahead and type your name in the chat box. I always like to recognize those of you guys all around the world. And as a disclaimer, I am not a licensed financial advisor to be giving financial advice. I share information for entertainment, training, and educational purposes only. So who do we have on? I see Francis Gillespie. Good morning. Good morning. Marty Rocks. Good morning. My executive assistant, Miss Marnita Casa from Colorado. Good morning. Perry Vant. Good morning. Good morning. See Joyce Easy from South Carolina. Marty is in San Diego. Melanie Davis from Chicago. I see you, Daryl Weston from Texas. Lauren Alexandra from LA, my backyard. Jacqueline from the ATL. Good morning. Good morning. See Diane Williamson. Good morning. Lovejoy from Georgia. Leonard Long from La Quinta. Good morning. Good morning. Mr. Crow from Texas. And Mr. Crow, you can come on this side if you want to. You got the link to come on to the panelist side. Let's see, Mr. Albert from Connecticut. Especially Herschel, if you want to share some words in there at the end. Actually, yeah, I want you on. Come on the panelist side. Mr. Mike Nowalski. Good morning. Good morning. Jacqueline Briggs from St. Petersburg, Florida. I see Ann Perez from Rochester, New York. Nathan. Good morning. Good morning. Miss Debbie from Texas. Perry Vant from Gatineau, Quebec. Good morning. Tammy Gully. See you. See Miss Debbie. There's you got to change that, Commander, because you're now Captain Casa. You're not Commander anymore. See, I see Judy from Toronto. Kitty Taylor from Los Angeles. Good morning. Steven Vasquez. Good morning. Good morning. I hope you saw my message the other day. I see Carolyn Smith from Alberta, Canada. Bow Island, Alberta, Canada. I see from YouTube, Prosper from Fort Lauderdale. Steve Canellis. Good morning. Good morning. Patty Geis from San Diego. See Rick Davis, Baton Rouge. Sarah Anderson from Ghana. Good morning, Sarah. Francisco Cameron Barros from Sweden. Good morning. Good morning. Brenda Jones. Good morning. Demetrius, I see you on Facebook. Luis, good morning. I see also Dorothy Mays, Tampa, Florida. Amal on YouTube. Good morning. Good morning. Yashika from Georgia. Keith from Chicago. Frank Russo. Good morning. I see Facebook user from Texas. I'm not sure who that is. Calvin Dixon from Nashville, Tennessee. Steve from North Carolina, Charlotte. Amal from India, Mumbai. What time is it there? I know it's like you got the halfway around the world, all the way around the world from me. I'm in California. Frank Russo from Oregon. Luis from Fullerton, California. Rhonda from Cleveland. Wow, these guys are coming in. I see Brenda from Pensacola. Jeff from Fayetteville, North Carolina. And Arrowhead. Is that Dagmar? I think that's you, Dagmar from Arrowhead. I see you, Marty. I see Rusty from Acton, California. Okay, everybody keeps coming in. I'm gonna have to get started. You guys are just blowing it up. All right. There I got to see my man Provis Lofties, Trinidad and Tobago, Stanley Hoyt. Good morning, Miss Peterson. Happy New Year. I don't think I've talked to you this year. Happy New Year, Miss Peterson from Durham, North Carolina. All right, let's go ahead and kick things off. Let me get that hidden there. So this is the first weekend of February. I told you guys that last week was going to be a very, very busy and active week where in our community, we're going to be exposing to a lot of things that we believe is going to put us in a good position for the rest of this year. I believe that this year is a very transformative year in the crypto space. You want to call it AC or BC and AD type, because we've got the Bitcoin halving coming in, but we also, this is the year of massive institutional eyeballs looking on the space as a result of BlackRock and all the big firms, Grayscale, Fidelity, Franklin Templeton, New York Stock Exchange. They all want to get in on Bitcoin and crypto. Now, the reason why we're having this special call today is because we had our 5-day challenge last week, a week and a half ago. And in that challenge, one of our panelists, Mr. Herschel Crow, brought up something that gave me an aha moment. And we always want to make sure we put our community in a position to win by not only learning, because education is key, education is everything, but also to be able to earn while you learn, to be able to take advantage of projects, to be able to build your portfolio. And we only have a short window of opportunity. I said in our private groups, we've got, in my estimation, at least 5 years before that opportunity is done. But the best was in the next maybe 18 months. And no longer will Bitcoin in its current form be in the reach of the average person. We will be speaking in terms of Satoshis. So this is the year of accumulation. And we've been talking about this at the beginning of this year. We want to be in a position to accumulate, not sell, but accumulate as many tokens as we possibly can to take advantage of what's about to happen. So we have to look for ways how can we accumulate, whether it's from mining, whether it's from trading, whether it's from getting in the beginning of projects that are coming out with tokens for the first time. And when I first came into crypto 7 years ago, it was all about ICOs at that time. But the SEC now says that ICOs, all ICOs were selling of illegal securities, and then they went to IEOs, initial exchange offerings, and companies have been finding creative ways to get their project out and their tokens in the hands of the audience in a compliant way. And then Herschel's, and I'd always known this, but the light bulb went off when he said this: airdrops. And we just so happened to, in our Dark Fusion project, the simple contract language Dark Fusion wallet went live January 31st with airdrops. And they were doing a campaign before that to be able to, you do certain tasks and you're rewarded with airdrops, and it doesn't cost you anything. So now companies can get their message out, their product out, get their tokens out the hands, can build liquidity without selling the tokens where the SEC would deem is a sell of a security. And the problem I had was I'm very, very busy. And I spent maybe 2 or 3 days on Zilly and trying to do the whole airdrop things. And it was cool. It's not like I had to do a lot of me retweet this, post this. You know, it wasn't hard. It was just time consuming. And I fell off after 2 or 3 days. And I felt bad about it because I felt like I was behind from the people living on Telegram all day and Twitter and doing all that stuff. I got a business to run. And Herschel said, you know, not only can we get in on that airdrop, but what if there was a way? What if there was a way that it was done for you? And that's when the light bulb went off in my head because I have a bunch of nodes from many different projects, and I've been mining for years, whether I get out of bed or not. But I don't have these nodes on my computer, my software, and doing it myself. I hire a third party, whether it was Vulture or now what are we using, Next Gen nodes or something, and I pay for it. And I pay $40, $50 a month, and it does it for me. And I don't have to worry about it. It's every day, it just happens. And so it hit me. What if there was a service that was doing that on the airdrop side? So for people like me, I don't have to sit there all day and do all those tasks. I'd rather pay somebody to do it. You know, people come to me, hey, Brendan, I got $50,000. Where could I put it? I said, education first. Yeah, I know education, but can I give you my money? I'm like, no, you can't give me your money. No, you can't do that. But I understand, you know, if you've got a busy schedule. So I asked Herschel after that. I said, well, talk to me. What's done for you? What's that all about? And he said, well, there's a company that they've created a system that not only are they going to do the airdrops for you, but they're going to find them for you. quality. They will put in the time and work. I said, wow, I'd love to interview them. And you guys know me. That's what I do. I haven't done an interview now in maybe a couple months. But every couple of months or so, we find a project that has some legs, that is doing something positive and solving a problem for the community. And I like to bring them on and interview them for you guys, so you guys have a chance to see them yourself. And I always say, do your own homework, do your own due diligence. Don't just listen to what I have to say. Vet them yourself. And they agreed to come on, and I'm going to bring up this team from DFY, and we're gonna interview them, and not so much talking about how to make money with this, but what the project is for you guys. And so they showed up deep today. So I want to bring up first and foremost the CEO, the man behind Mr. Peter Gantner, is here with us, and then I'm going to introduce Peter, and I'll allow him to introduce the rest of the team that came on here today. Also, you guys already know Herschel Crow. So I got Herschel Crow right there on standby. I'm going to bring him back up. And I don't, it's been a while since I was able to have this many people on StreamYard. So last time I did that, it kind of froze on me. So we'll see if I'm able to have everybody on at the same time. But I'm not playing any videos. We should be, or sharing screen, should be okay. But Peter Gantner, I had a chance to have a quick chat with him earlier this week, and I love his energy. I love his passion. This is a gentleman that's been an entrepreneur for a while. He's currently serving as the founder and creative entrepreneur for Nexus Ecosystem, Next Web3, and also TruBadger. But he goes way back. I said, hey, send me your bio. I said that he started his career at the age of 12, selling candy for a profit. I do that. I was doing something like that in college, but at 12 years old, he's also founded Toy Craze that founded in 1997, Peter Gantner Inc., and also Game Caps. And he's issued patents on innovative skateboard design. So Peter, welcome. Can you hear me clearly?
I can, Brandon. Thank you for having us on. This was amazing. I have to tell you, your opening video to promote the use of cryptocurrency in the future of it, I've seen nothing better than that opening video. I got to ask you if I can borrow it sometime, because that was an amazing video that went through the reason for us to be in this space in the first place, right? Everybody thinks green candles is the only reason to be here. And when there's red, we all go, oh, where are we supposed to be, right? But it's the future that you painted in that video that was just absolutely incredible.
I would call that a timeless video, because I actually made that video in 2019, 18 or 19.
Wow.
And it still works today. So it might be time that I create a newer one, because there's a whole lot that's happened in the space since then, with now the tokenization and Web3 and all the new forms and decentralization. So I'm going to make a new one. But yeah, that one will work. You can definitely use that. Yeah. Well, Peter, tell us about yourself and your. Well, actually, no. I want you to go ahead and introduce your other members that we have coming on. I'm going to bring on Sharana and Corey, Rhonda, and Don. So go ahead and introduce us to your team.
I will. Thank you. So, 8 years ago, we came up with this concept, the idea of community as commerce in the participatory economy. So we started working with small businesses and putting things together. And every single one of these people, their first time when they came in contact with us was as volunteers. So they came, they started working their what's off in order to help us move this project forward. And as we saw their integrity, the quality of their work, their dedication, we asked them to come on board the team and become part of it. And that's what they've done. So the first one to come on board was Corey. What an amazing gentleman that he is. And he was in the home-based business industry, having quite a bit of success, building teams, understands absolutely the importance of working with people, personal growth. And of course, he's also an incredible graphic designer. So in our team, nobody has like one job. It's not like, okay, this person does this. It's everybody does everything they can. So it happened to be we were blessed that he's an incredible designer as well, and he designed a lot of the logos that we have and a lot of the things that we've done throughout the years. So our initial approach was to help individuals build financial wealth. That's what we started with 8 years ago, and that's what we're still doing today. And luckily, we ran across the crypto space, right, in a big way. I had already known about Bitcoin, but I knew it as just a digital currency, not the whole blockchain, all the stuff that's behind it, the real power, which is that technology, and then how it can organize community. Then the next one to come on board was Dawn. She's our CTO, brilliant when it comes to putting together software and technology. Probably the only other person that could go toe to toe with me and work about as many hours as I do. So she's incredible in what she does. And we're all over the country, so we don't have an office, right? Everybody works from home. So she's in Mississippi, Corey's in Virginia. And we just kept going, and we started building projects and putting out technology and continuing forward on this stream. Our initial thing is when I was brought up, my mom taught me anytime you borrow somebody's car, you always fill it up and you clean it. If you stay at somebody's house, you clean up after yourself. So I got this idea of making things better than when I was there. And that was actually what we first shared with all these guys, is that our goal was to leave this world. When we leave this world, our goal was to leave it better than when we got here. And so everything we do is along that approach of bringing community together and give them a great environment. And then, of course, next was Rhonda. Incredible, worked for major corporations, ran projects. I mean, just absolutely incredible in her dedication. If you see any of our great posts that you see out there that are just creative and have tons of energy to them, that's Rhonda. She puts all that stuff together. So brilliant in everything that she does. And again, I can't go through everything they do because we all do everything, right? So it's like I'd have to go down the same list because Dawn's editing videos, Corey's doing whatever else that needs to be done. So we really are a team of just amazingness, right? And then Sharona, our resident Canadian. So hi, Canada. How's everybody doing out there? She actually retired. She said, no, I'm done working. I got my pension. I'm good. I'm set. And just one day we said we need somebody at this time it was in our customer service department. And I thought, I know the nicest person on the planet, but direct and firm when she needs to be. And I called her up and I said, Sharona, I know you just retired, but would you consider coming and working with us? And she said, absolutely. Wow. Since then, now she's moved way beyond customer service and helping us with all kinds of tasks on a daily basis. So, I mean, we're just people who said, let's go help people, get involved now in the crypto space for the last 3 years, because we understand the value of what your video showed in the very beginning. So this is the team. Guys, say hi to everybody.
Fantastic. Well, let's go back a little bit, because I know you've been an entrepreneur for a long time, and that meant to be in the crypto now, you had to transition from what you were doing before into this space. At what point did you say, you know what, I think that this is something I need to learn about, get involved with, and build something in?
So it was really, it's been a continuing journey. Like I said, when I opened up 8 years ago, we came together and said, hey, the thought process was that the home-based business model was not working as well for everybody that got involved. So our first goal was to build an opportunity where every single person involved could benefit from it, right? Mm-hmm. We have a term ROVC, return on value created.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. ROVC, return. So instead of an ROI, you're going to get an ROVC, return on the value that you create. And so we were moving along that lines. And then finally in 2017, I was already into crypto, already had some Bitcoin and stuff, but really didn't dig into the technology side, right? Didn't go and say, hey, what's the value proposition here? And when I did that, I realized smart contracts. I realized that with the concept we had come up with earlier, the participatory economy, that this was the engine. It was the technology that would allow us, as you say, work directly with each other, right? We don't need the middlemen. We can create wealth. We can come together for that purpose. So that was the real driver into this space. And then, of course, from smart contracts, you start learning about, tokenization of real world assets, and you start learning about Web3 and the fact that the metaverse is coming, and it's going to be this tremendous, improvement to Web 2, from Web 2 to Web 3. I think that's one of the things that people miss, is they think, it's just Web 2 and Web 3. That's a transition that's going to, Web 3 solves a lot of the problems that exist with Web 2. Web 2 created a ton of value, but it has issues. And Web 3 is really that solution that is being brought forth. And here's the cool part about it.
Hold that. All audience, what did we just do last week on the 5-day challenge? The entire theme was Web3. Now we have a team on here that's outside of our community, the CEO. And what is he talking about? Web3. I just had to cut in there because that's just what we just covered. So
yeah, that's
go right
perfect.
ahead.
So, but the cool thing is Web 2, we were able to use it for most of us, right? But we didn't get to participate in a way that was beneficial on a financial level for most. I mean, you own some stock here, maybe a little Amazon stock. That's all good. But Web3 is about participation. Web3 at this point needs to be driven by people, us, and the way people get compensated, as you said in your video, or earlier, is that instead of companies, so the acquisition cost of a customer online is about $300. So when companies raise money in the ICOs, what are they going to do with that money? They're going to use it for marketing. They're going to use it to bring their audience in. And now you're in violation possibly of, the SEC. Why not just skip spending the money on advertising and use that crypto, that asset, to bring your customers to the table? It's in the home-based businesses. What do we say? How do they pay out these big commissions? They cut out the advertising and marketing, and they give it back to the people. Here it is now without, all the other stuff. The project's just saying, here's some of our digital asset, like our company, like our product, like our project. And if you do that, we'll give you some of the basically equity in it, right? Because that's what the tokenization represents, is the equity side of things, right? It's the future of the project. So this is, if anybody right now is an entrepreneur and they have their eyes open, this is the space that they're gravitating towards, because of the value that they can create and the wealth that's going to be created over the next couple of years. I'm hoping we have at least 24 months, Brandon, left, not 18, but I'm hoping 24, right, for this next run. But we'll have to see, because a good 2-year run will really, move things forward.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Now, you came into the crypto space. What services did you decide to jump into to provide for the community?
So the first thing that we did is we really wanted to get into projects that would help improve on the security side, right? Because we had, known a lot of people that got caught up in scams and different projects and stuff like that. So we launched TruBadger, which is our first token that we launched. It's more of a consulting. It works on projects. One of the projects that we're working on right now is Otherverse. We believe it's going to be the predominant metaverse on the planet. So that's one of the projects. And so for TruBadger to work on a project and bring community to it, we basically required them to give us digital assets that eventually, can create value for the project. So then the project can go and build and work on other projects. Yeah. And then we said, well, wait a minute. Trading this stuff is I don't know about you guys, but I love the concept of trading, but trading is just too much work, right? Trying to keep track of your, it's great. You're engaged for 5 or 6 days, your crypto value is going up, and then you take your eye off it for 4 days and you come back and you're like, I'm back where I was started. Maybe even lower if it was a bad day or a bad couple of days. Maybe all you guys have watched the last week or so, prior to just the last few days of it starting to come back up. So it's like it's a full-time job. And so my partner, Doug, he's working on our crypto trading side of things. He was a trader. And so I called him up and I said, hey, buddy, we need to build a piece of software so we can help. Because I'm up all night long watching these tokens and I need some tools, right? So we started building Digibot, which is a cryptocurrency trading software. Doesn't use any leverage, right? You have the asset, even if it goes down a little, you still got it. You don't get, you don't get wiped out there. I was actually watching a video last night and they were talking about the amount of liquidations that happened on leverage just in this last few days, right? Mm-hmm. Everybody thought, oh, it's going in the other direction. And all of a sudden it turns around and goes up $3,000 and it's gone just like that. And then that's a centralized trading bot. And then we said, hey, you know what? We really need something in a decentralized space, something that could trade on the pancake swaps, stuff like that. And so then we built Insights. And now what we're doing is taking Insights and making it fit with the airdrops. So then once we help people get airdrops, we can help them manage that airdrop in the most efficient and effective way to help them continue to build their digital assets. So those are the main products that we've developed. We're working on a wallet solution here that will be rolling out. We built a multi-sig wallet that had some unique concepts to it. Right at the end of the beginning of the bear market. So, and I got to tell you, I've been through bulls and I've been through bears. And if there's anything we need to do is give a hand to the projects that are still here building that built through this last bear market. Because as an investor, the bear market was painful. But as a founder of a project and working on these things, it's hard going through a bear market because there's no resources to help move things forward. It's hard to get anybody to pay attention. Luckily, and I know the people on here are watching, you guys have been paying attention, setting up nodes, doing all the stuff that you guys do. You're the smart ones, right? Because you've stayed engaged in the space in this bear market. And that's going to pay hugely over the next 18 to 24 months.
Fantastic. Now let's get into the airdrops. Well, so what led you to figure out, let me participate in the airdrops? And because it's not that it's new, there's been airdrops since I came into crypto the first time, but now it seems to really be taken off.
Well, you know what would happen is there'd be an airdrop and then everybody would make videos of how much money they got. And I'd go, oh man, yeah, we need to do airdrops. Then I'd go to do the airdrop and go, which airdrop do I do? What's the process? So eventually I finally started doing some airdrops and it's a lot of homework. It's a lot trying to figure it out. And one of the fear things, so we know hopefully everybody does this in crypto, when you go to a new site, you check the address, you make sure it's the right site, you double check, you triple check, right? And you're still hesitant to hit that connect wallet button, right? You're doing airdrops. You might need to do that to 7 or 8 different sites. So just that anxiety and that fear of doing airdrops was very tough. But we knew we had to do them, especially after the TIA airdrop and some of these airdrops that have produced thousands of dollars in digital assets for people. So we said, well, let's do this. Let's go see if we could find another YouTube channel that does a good job on airdrops. And to be honest with you, we really couldn't. I think most of the YouTube people are trying to get through them and they leave some gaps in them and stuff like that. So we'd get stuck with their stuff. So we said, well, let's make our own video. So we made a video and we have our community, probably about 500-600 active people right now. And Jan spent a week making a 7-page document, step by step. I mean, you follow this document, you are going to have that airdrop. No problem, right? You're set. And we put it out to our community and about a dozen people actually did the airdrops. And we went, oh, all that work. How can we help people get these resources? And then the thought popped in my head, why don't we just do them for them, right? The projects their goal is to bring new people to the project. If we're doing it for somebody, we're bringing new people to the project. We're able to expose them to that. So it's a win-win situation all the way across the board. And so that's where the idea came from. Let's just do them for them. Then we had to build, of course, the technology and put it all together. The other thing side of airdrops that's difficult is you might have seen there were some reports on the WEN, the WEN token that was put out there. A good third of the people that were qualified for that airdrop did not get it. You know,
I just heard about that this morning. I was looking at a group. People saying, "What happened to WEN?" and WEN, and what's WEN? So keep talking about that. Yes.
Yeah, it's a meme token that they put out. It was actually kind of the test for the Jupiter, the exchange, right? The aggregator. It was kind of like a thing to make sure that it worked well. Well, guess what? If people weren't paying attention, there was a time frame for you to collect that airdrop. Well, guess what? The cat was sick. The kids were there on vacation. Life happened, and a good portion of those people actually missed that airdrop.
Wow.
And that's a big part of it. You not only have to do the airdrop, but then you have to claim the airdrop, and most of them put a time frame on it, right? You don't have a year to do it. You might have 30, 60, 90 days to claim that airdrop. And imagine doing all the work. You go through the video, you go through the 7-page document, you do all the work, and then you find out you're busy that month. And then even worse is somebody makes a video and goes, by the way, here's my airdrop, and I got $3,000. And you're like, no! All right.
I missed
it. Yeah. So we research them, we do the airdrop, and then we claim it for you into the technology that we built. And then you can transfer that to your wallet and you're off and running. So this is really
wait. You said you actually can claim it for us, so I don't have to be in front. So we just did the Dark Fusion airdrop with DFG, and Herschel knows this. I knew the day it was happening, but the time zone, because they're all the way in South Africa, I woke up at around 7 in the morning, 6, 7. It had already happened for the last 6 hours, and I missed to be able to get the largest group. And I was 5 hours behind, and I was like, and I've known about this for a year that it was coming. Yeah. So after a whole year of getting ready and prepared, Herschel, on the other hand, he was up. He was up at 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, and he was on it. But yeah, keep going. I like that. So you guys claimed that airdrops for us. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And the idea is, so we built an entire back end where you can see your airdrops, you can track them, to see which ones are in. We've put some guarantees in place, minimum $100 airdrop. If you don't get $100, we'll do another one for you. If an airdrop doesn't happen in 6 months, we'll do another one for you. Our goal really is to, remember I said 8 years ago, we set out to build an opportunity where everybody could win, right? And that's a hard thing to do. But with these airdrops, that's what we've really put together, is something where anybody who's getting airdrops, because of the guarantees we put in place, are going to end up in a better situation than what they paid us to do it.
Well, let me stop you right there real quick, because I want to have a disclaimer on this. Now, when you say guarantee, it's not that you guarantee this airdrop is going to equal the amount that you did. What you're saying is we will continue to do airdrops until it reaches that. Yes. So moving forward. So I just want to make sure, because anytime we use the word guarantee, I want to be clear. They're not guaranteeing you each project is going to win. They're saying their services that they're offering is they're going to keep working on your behalf until that happens. Okay, I just want to make that point clear for everybody.
Great distinction there. Thank you. So I mean, maybe some of the other team members might want to pop in here and talk about, we've been doing this, working together for a while, been helping people. What are your guys' thoughts on what we're doing here?
Yeah. I've been in crypto since 2013. And I've always chased airdrops. I've always wanted to do something where, it's very lucrative, but it's not all time consuming. We all have jobs, we all have families, we all have lives. But if you're in the crypto space, you know about airdrops and you know how valuable they can be. And when we were sitting around the desk talking about, what can we do for people that they don't have to go out and spend all their time get frustrated and have to learn all these curves. And also not only getting the airdrops, but also learning about, cryptocurrency, learning about the blockchain, learning about Web3. And what better way to get them into is onboarding them into crypto with getting airdrops and then getting the education at the same time. So it was kind of a win-win all the way around. And I told Peter, I said, who really wouldn't want to do airdrops that are done for you? It's just it's like heaven sent. So I can imagine the rush of people and the excitement that we're getting from talking to groups of people is just, it's overwhelming. And, it's something that I knew would be the case. So for me, I'm just all around excited. And thanks for having us, Mr. Brandon. I appreciate it.
Yes,
Well, you said something important. No, go ahead, Don. Go right ahead.
No, you go ahead.
No, I was just saying, I love what you said there. While people are going through this process, they're getting educated. Because that's my motto. Education is key. Education is everything. So I like that you said that. But go right ahead, Don.
Yeah, sure. And that's a great point. We feel like education is the crucial piece, right? That's the most important thing we can do for people, is to help educate. It is a dangerous space. We deal with it daily, and we see everything. We see all the people that are hurt by it. We see all the scams that come across. And that's the main thing we want to do, is protect people from that. And the best way to do that is to educate them. Don't do these things. This will hurt you. Don't just connect your wallet to anywhere. Like Peter was saying, make sure you know where you're at. There's so much education that needs to happen. So we're definitely focused on that. But I have to tell you, I'm one of the people that this whole system was built for because I am so busy. Like Peter said, we're working all the time. All of us are so busy working. There was an airdrop that I think Herschel just brought us. I'm not trying to, pull him out or anything, but he gave us this great information about this wonderful airdrop. I was not even able to look at it, and I've already missed out.
Wow.
It was like a short-term thing. I think Jan, another wonderful person on our team, he's not here today, but he does a lot of everything as well. But he is the one who helps us mostly with researching airdrops and doing airdrops and writing these amazing write-up documents on how to do it and all the steps and everything. And he went through all that, and he did that for us, and he gave us all the information, the links. I couldn't even click a link and look at it. I was so busy. And I think he made $400 in like a day. And I was like, wait a minute, is it still going on? So anyway, I'm very excited about what we're doing. I'm excited about this space. I think we're in a really great time right now in this space, not only with the halving, but all the technologies that are just booming, and all the capabilities we're going to be able to have to help people and get them in the space, but get them in safely, and teaching them all about multi-sig wallets and everything that they can do to protect their digital assets. And it's just extremely exciting, and we're so happy to be able to be a part of it.
Well, let me ask you guys this question, especially for all the new people. Can you explain what is an airdrop? Why do businesses go that route?
That is a great question. That the main reason that a company looks at the outside world and says, how can I get these folks to buy in and support my project? It's like, I got to give them something. Companies use that strategy all the time in marketing, and it's now no different here. They're offering this airdrop of free tokens for you going into their project, and whether it's a like, share, comment, buy an NFT, sell an NFT, log in on a regular basis, trade something, and it's not that expensive. It's pretty. When I started in the crypto space, you hear this, Bitcoin, and it's like, all this. It sounded really expensive to get into. Well, if you don't have a lot of money, you sort of shy away from that. Well, this again, it's this perfect inroad to the crypto space because it's not that expensive. Our goal is to find airdrops that will produce great return and not cost our community members, huge dollar amounts to get into. And like, we've got our lowest package of airdrops is $175. And that gets you 3-hour airdrops. And it's like, where can you get started in crypto for that? Where there's this return. And so these companies are so willing to take their marketing, advertising, all of those dollars and say, let's put people to work for us. And all we have to do is give them tokens. And then if we're wise, we'll watch this project and determine whether we want to sell them off or keep them, because we see that the project's going to grow and the token is going to gain value as it grows. But it's ingenious. And I am all about paying somebody to do something for me. I am. You want to come clean my house? Excellent. You want to come wash my car? Excellent. If I could pay people to, well, you can pay people to practically make your meals for you. They deliver it to you in a box. All you do is peel the cover off and boom. So it's kind of the way our society's going. And it was interesting, Brenda, when you said, I pay a node, service to do all that for me. And so it really it fits right into this and the time of where we're at. And Dawn, you mentioned the technology is supporting all of that. We couldn't have done this 5 years ago, probably. So it is everything's coming together, and it's the perfect time to jump in without a huge amount of risk and being able to baby steps into it and then find yourself like, whoa, that was a win. And it didn't, wasn't difficult at all. So yeah, I think we're having a lot of fun putting this together and getting it launched. So excited for people. I'm excited for myself as well, because I'm in the Dawn category. I'm like, oh my God.
There's an example we can give of the power of airdrops. And I think this is why over the next few years, there are going to be so many. OpenSea was the first real marketplace for NFTs, and it dominated. It was 90% plus of all NFTs were really being sold, even though there were quite a few other marketplaces that were created to try and compete against it. In a bear market, in this bear market, a company called Blur said, hey, we're going to enter the space. The difference is they told everybody, hey, if you come and buy your NFTs here or sell your NFTs here or interact with us, we're going to do an airdrop. OpenSea didn't do an airdrop. They just built the traditional way, marketing, advertising, getting it out there. Within a year period of time, Blur became the #1 marketplace. They supplant them. And that's hard to do, right? You're thinking, can somebody ever right now get bigger than Amazon? They have, right? We even call it categories right now. It's like the Amazon of this or the Rolex of this, right? You become so powerful in a space that the space gets, everything else in that space gets referenced after you, right? And this small startup was able to, without spending a huge marketing budget, because they said, hey, this is a project that's going to be owned by the users and the people that helped us get it going. And we're going to do that through an airdrop. That's what the other companies right now, they're saying, hey, how are we going to launch our project? Oh, shoot. Look at what happened with Arbitrum. Look at what happened with this project. Look at what T is doing right now. All the people staking their tokens because they want the airdrops on the chain. So it's going to move, especially over the next couple of years, to massive numbers of airdrops and massive dollars on some of those airdrops. So that's the key, is the more popular it becomes, the more it gets done. Now you're saying I'm limited on my time. Now I've got to figure out what is the best airdrop to do, because if I do the ones that are not, I'm going to just basically go, oh, this was fun. I made a few $100s in, digital assets, and I got, but then you're going to hear the airdrop. There was just a young kid, 17 years old, woke up every morning, gamified playing with the juke on the thing every day, went in and traded. There were 5 things you could do. Every day he did it, those 5 things over and over again. And his airdrop was about $1 million in one airdrop. Now, I'm not going to say we're going to get you $1 million airdrop. We're not going to do it for you every day for a year, right? But we're going to get you to be a part of that, to where you're not going, oh, shoot, I missed Jupiter, right? Dang it. So, and I know from experience, I heard it was the airdrop was coming. I said, oh, let me go start using Jupiter. I was using another site for my Solana tokens. Oh, I go over there. I missed it by 1 week, right? If I would have done it, I would have been in the airdrop because I did all my trades on it. But guess what? I'm in the next one, right? Because here's the great part about it too is projects learn that, hey, don't do all your airdrop at once. Let's do 2 or 3 airdrops over the next year or 2 years. That's what Blur did. Blur did a first airdrop and a second airdrop. So, and of course, if you have the first one, a lot of times just by holding those tokens, you can get a piece of the second one and as well continue to interact with the project, continue to use their services. So that's a real story that said, here's the giant in the category, and how Goliath, right, Blur, basically overcame just by saying we're going to take care of the people that take care of us. ROVC, return on the value that the members created by using the platform. It's brilliant. It's what capitalism should be. We have driven, guys, we built Amazon. We built Facebook. We, the customers, especially the early adopters, PayPal, right? How many of us started using PayPal cards? And they said, hey, we'll give you $5 if you, share it with friends. And we shared it with friends. And, that $5 was cool, but I'd rather have $500, right? Or something that grows with PayPal, because it became a very successful company. And we started sharing it in the very early days, right? Within the first few months of PayPal starting, we got a PayPal account. It's like, wow, this new internet money thing, right? Where it's easier to use. And we shared it with lots of people, and, I think they gave us $5 for every person we shared it with. So it's like, oh, I made my $40, right? But that's it, right? I spent it on that was a little while ago. So you could get more than a cup of coffee for it. It's not today, where that's probably a cup of coffee at Starbucks. So yeah, we're really excited about what we're doing here. I believe personally that, over the next couple of years, it could be several $100 billion in digital assets given out to people through airdrops in this new space of Web3.
Well, I tell you, people ask me all the time because they want to become the next Shiba Inu millionaire, and say, how do I find tokens? And Brandon, how are you finding different tokens? And I say, well, for every Shiba Inu that came out, there's 50 other tokens that were a dud. And or when you see a new token that finally hits Coin Market Cap or CoinGecko, and it already has $100 million in market cap, and nobody ever heard of it, like how are other people finding these? So what I love about what you guys are providing is you're already doing the research, and you're already finding those type of projects. And what happens is those projects that start having a lot of interaction of the community and the people, you have more people having access to the wallets, the more valuable that, and providing more liquidity, the more valuable that project is. So it has a higher chance of having a success after launch, which means that token actually can rise up in value instead of being a pump and dump. And you guys are already providing that service. And you said something earlier I kind of want to hit on. As I said, this is the year of accumulation. So you said not only are you going to do the research, you're going to find the tokens, you're going to claim it for your customers, but then you also have a service that's going to allow to trade on those assets to even accumulate even more. Can you talk about that for a second?
Yeah, that's NSI. That's our decentralized trading bot. And it'll trade for you all day long, right? You go set up your grids and it'll do it for you. But once we came up with the DFY, I was talking about, another one of the anxieties is, should I sell it? Should I keep it? Should I do it? Well, why not have an AI bot do it for you, right? It'll look at the marketplace. It'll look at volume. It looks at accumulation. It looks at all the different factors. And it says, hey, this is a good time to sell some of it. And then if it's a token that you're truly interested in, you're like, I think this could be the next Ethereum, or I think it could be the next big project. You can say, hey, I actually want to accumulate more. I don't want to just exit it. I actually want it, when it goes back down, can you, Mr. AI, do all the analysis that's needed to make a smart decision and then buy it back for me again? So all of a sudden you're accumulating and growing it using that technology. For people that like the safer route, we'll also recommend this is a good token to stake. Maybe it's an ecosystem that's being built, its own chain. And if you stake the token, you'll get other airdrops. So let's say we set you up for an airdrop. We say, hey, you should stake it. You stake it. And over the next 2 years, you get 6 or 7 or 8 or 10 or 12 additional airdrops, plus whatever the APY is on these tokens. So our goal is to say, here's all the options. You can use the software and it can trade it for you. Just, set it and just forget it. Check in every once in a while and see how it's doing, or staking it. And then also, if we believe a project, maybe isn't heading in the right direction, we may say, hey guys, here's the situation. Through this back, the interface that we're building, the back office, you'll be able to get information on, we're going to have news feeds in there so you can see just the airdrop information. One of the other cool things that we're doing is some people might go, well, actually, sometimes I have time to do airdrops and sometimes I don't. Hire us, we'll do the airdrops, but we'll also give you a video and a step-by-step document for you to do the airdrop yourself. So you say, okay, you qualified a wallet for me. I have, it's raining out. I can't go play baseball tonight, right? I'm on a baseball league. Let me sit down, pull up the documentation. Oh, here's an airdrop that hasn't been done yet. Let me sit down and go through the steps myself. And you can qualify a wallet or two yourself if that's what you want to do. So we're going to provide a lot of information, the educational side. We don't want to just do it for you. We want to do it for you and then give you the opportunity to engage yourself and be a part of that. Again, creating that value for the project, the value for you, and of course, the value for leaving this place better than when we got here, right? Because we helped. Finances have become such an important part of our lives that, it's impossible to live without them. So we've got to figure out better ways to get that, to earn it.
Well, I love this concept, guys. And even talking to you earlier this week, I said, this is a service that I want to personally utilize as well. And even Rhonda brought up the fact that you've got different packages that everybody will be able to choose and to see, do I want to start here just to get started and go upgrade and get the others? And I'll have another day if you guys will send over. I'm going to bring up Mr. Crow in a second to talk more about this, to give presentations on how to get started with you guys and get going. This is not network marketing or MLM, but you do have an affiliate program in place that will reward those of you who want to share 2 levels deep. And so in our community, we've got people that's a part of many different projects. So before anybody starts asking, Brandon, shoot me the link. Here's what we're going to do. Get anyone that would love to participate in this project, get back to whoever invited you here and, wherever that lineage is. And you're going to get a link from them first before you come and ask for me. If I'm your guy, then send me a private message. But I already got myself a position, and I want to bring up one of my main partners here, Mr. Herschel Crow, who put this idea in my head. Well, he didn't put it in my head. He said it to the community in our 5-day challenge, and I had an aha moment. I felt like, hey, he knew what he was doing. He knew I would see the value of what was going on and start to inquire. But Mr. Crow, talk to us about, why are you excited about this, and what are some of the things you might want to do for the community going forward?
Well, Brandon, again, thank you for having me. I appreciate the Next Web3 team for joining us today. I'm just excited right now because I oftentimes speak to individuals that want to get involved in the crypto space, that have been burned in the crypto space. Some people that have lost a lot of money, some people that don't have much money to get started with. And what they're putting together with Web3, with the done for you airdrops, is doing a lot of different things. We talk about education on a consistent basis, but a lot of times when you do it, people learn differently. So what I like about what they're doing and the strategy where they're doing the airdrops for you, but then also giving you the information on what they did to get that airdrop, and then allowing you at your own time and at your own pace and desire level to actually get your feet wet with that as well. And by doing that, I believe, if it's just learning how to use one new wallet at a time, how to learning about one new blockchain at a time, one new coin at a time, over time, the culmination of all of that, a person will look back and they will see, wait a minute, I know more than I thought I knew. And when the dots start to connect, that's when people start getting excited or what have you. And then the desire to do more happens organically. It's a natural progression. And I don't know if there would be anybody else or any other team out there able to actually deliver this the way that it's being presented. I've had the privilege of being in this Nexus ecosystem before Nexus ecosystem was ever thought about, when it was before TruBadger or what have actually launched. And it's been the same team of people holding the same positions and sticking to their guns through the bear market, through a bull market, now through a bear market. And what they've put together, that foundation, they're still in place. They're still operational, where so many projects, so many companies have gone by the wayside. You can't find anybody that's going to complain about any rug pulls or any wrongdoings or anything like that. You can tell you have a group of business people, business-minded individuals that are mature, that are looking at long-term sustainable things to bring to the marketplace and to build a community around. So I'm just truly excited about it all as a whole. And as you stated, Brandon, yes, over the next couple days, weeks, months, and beyond, hopefully, as you all know, that's part of the ILCA community. I'm more than happy to help, assist in any way that I possibly can. I am sure that, we want to get everybody a full-blown presentation, and I'm not sure. I'm going to step out on a limb real quick. I know that today at 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 Pacific time, that the Next Web3 community is going to be having a call. I'm not sure if that's a presentation or not, but I definitely can tell you that more information will be divulged there. So if anybody's interested, let me know. I can definitely make sure you have the link to join in there. However, they do present information on Tuesdays and Thursday evenings. You can go through their full-blown presentation. But before then, like Brandon said, for those of you that are interested, get back to the person that brought you to the community and/or reach out to him. And you can always reach out to me. Happy to help and assist in any way that I can, Brandon.
All right, Mr. Krill, thank you very much. So you guys are doing a presentation today at 3 o'clock, or is that just a team call for you guys?
Today we're going to cover, we could do a presentation, right? I love doing them, right? But we're going to cover also some of where the status is of everything, the technology, the software we're building. We're going to show when somebody buys a package on the affiliate side, it comes with the whole affiliate system, links, all that stuff. And there's no monthly cost to it. It's part of being with it. So there's no cost to become an affiliate, right? So it's just a way for people. So we built the whole system. So we're going to go through and talk a little bit about that stuff there. Our next full presentation is on Tuesday at 5 PST. But look, we're going to talk about the DFY. You're more than welcome to come to it and learn from, what we stand for, what we care about. You're going to see that it'll be a great call, and we'll have some fun while we're at it. Who knows? Sometimes we decide to give away some stuff while we're on calls and things like that. So who knows what we'll do there on it. We love to be able to bless people with some crypto and get them on board with what we're doing from that perspective. So
Well, fantastic. Well, team, we are now at the top of the hour, and I want to get everybody out so they can enjoy the rest of their Saturday. But I want to thank you guys for taking time out of your schedule to come and visit with our community today. Thank you, Mr. Crow, for bringing this to the community and from our 5-day challenge last week. I'm definitely going to use a service. I believe in having a diversified portfolio and different ways of accumulating our crypto. And I think this is one of those diamond in the roughs here that we can take full advantage of. So again, if anybody that does want to be a part of this service, like Mr. Crow said, get back to whoever and brought you to the community, send me a direct message as well. And we'll be talking about this more next week, also on Crypto Talk Monday morning. So for those of you in the inner circle, we'll definitely be talking about this on Monday morning. As far as the rest of this weekend schedule, guys, I am not going to be doing a presentation for VARA tomorrow night because I am a special guest speaker for the SEAM group. We're going to be training on artificial intelligence at the same time, and I won't be finished before. So I'll be doing the international presentation on Monday. But for everybody else, thank you guys for being here with us tonight. Enjoy the rest of today. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Thank you, Peter, Sharona, Corey, Rhonda, Don, and the entire I see you guys in the Facebook groups and in the messages that's part of their community as well. We look forward to working with you guys and bringing more value. So with that, enjoy the rest of your Saturday. I'm going to play for those of you who came on late. I love that your digital wealth awaits video. So see you guys on next time, man. We might do this again, Peter. We'll have another call and
definitely. Let's do that.
Some updates. All right, take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye for now. The wealthy have a secret.
Keep it secret. Keep it secret.
Did you know that some of the biggest companies in the world are buying and or positioning themselves into Web3?